gets ready to enjoy that one-of-a-kind New York home court advantage. Coming into the building earlier tonight. And a view of the skyscrapers of Midtown Manhattan from high above the East River here in New York City. Hi and welcome everyone here on 2K Sports. Can't wait to get some NBA action going. In this game, we'll see the Detroit Pistons going up against the New York Knicks here in New York. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brett Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got and a look at the starters for the Pistons. They've got Gobert. Dumboya is out there with Hayes. And it's Bay in at the small forward position. And for New York, we've got Jay. Toppin is out there with R.J. Barrett. And there's Rashawn Holmes. And towards the end of the season, Brent, we're seeing lottery teams give their young guys even more minutes.
Yeah, sometimes there's those games where young guys are getting opportunity to play. Coaching staffs are having an opportunity to evaluate their young talent. And there's always that spoiler game where the young guys step up and beat a team they're not supposed to, and how that kind of confidence can carry over.
Takes the three. Rebounded by Holmes. For the Detroit Pistons, they come in off the loss to New York. Here's Griffin, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Griffin's got the first points of the night for New York.
Nice effort, taking the early lead. Here we go.
Take a nice deep breath. You score on that first possession. Gets the game started the right way.
George. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
Now, what a great option he gives them on every possession.
Toppin passes to Griffin, and Griffin slams it in.
Love seeing a point guard who can explode to the rim like that.
Oh, great attitude and even a better finish.
Well, just seeking out weaknesses in the defense and then exploiting it.
Here's George, and Griffin sends it back.
Bit of a rut here early, just 1 of 4 so far.
Takes the assist and lays it in. Pick out the pass nicely. Griffin's got 6.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
It is Bay. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to go on Rashawn Holmes. And he's got his first free throw of the game. The first one falls. And so he makes both from the line.
And you can tell he's feeling confident right now at the line, and when he's on, he can be lights out.
Griffin goes in, and Griffin slams it in.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand, and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Outside for George. Shoots from the baseline. That's good on the jump shot.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, right now I don't see any let up. I think he's going to just keep putting his foot on that gas pedal tonight.
Down low, here's Griffin, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Sekou Doumbouya.
Yeah, way to play and attack mode and get to the line.
New York shooting their first free throws of the game right now. Both teams will make substitutions. Griffin hits them both. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Now George. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against New York.
Felt like he had a sense in that game that the defense was being over-aggressive, and he tried to take advantage of that. He continually frustrated them throughout the night and got to the free throw line.
2 on the clock, and the officials call a traveling violation. The Knicks making a switch here. Chandler's checked in. Love checked in for Detroit. Fox comes in for Hayes. And a chance there to look back at the stunning mobile 1 block a moment ago.
And early in the game, these sorts of plays really can set the tone.
Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Here's Sampson. To the inside. Here's Griffin. And it's sent back by Bryant. Fox feeling it out out a bit. Chandler with the block. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And so it's New York with it. Looking at the Knicks, they took the win in their last game against the Pistons in Detroit.
Well, you never want to concede a game before you play it. That said, though, they were just overmatched.
Tough thing about that one is they also were playing a poor opponent, so no fire in that game, and that sticks with you a little bit. What elevation. He's a smaller but still determined big man, and he likes mixing it up with his impressive vert.
Here's Sampson. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. 1:02 left to play in the first. From deep, George. Chandler with the rebound.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on Tim to continue missing. It gives the team such a great element, having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
I'd like to see that assertiveness, especially from the guy who's going to orchestrate your offense.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Pistons have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. There's the pass to Stewart. Back to George. Three-pointer. Buries it from three-point range. George has got 9.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. You got to fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
On the floor for Detroit, they've got Bryant, and it's Hayes in at the 2-guard spot. The Knicks shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game. Ray, can you really compare players from completely different eras? I mean, people love to talk about the greatest of all time.
You know, Kev, some players do transcend eras. There's no doubt about that. Wilt's a great example, and there are many others. But in reality, to your point, the style and the way in which the game was played was so different that it isn't fair. I mean, all you can be is the best of your generation, or one of the best. And I think that should stand no matter what the conversation is.
Like, there's no doubt in your mind Oscar Robertson could play in this era as well as he played when he played.
No doubt. Bill Russell, all those guys,
yes,
truly great ones. So much of your ability to perform at a high level is built around your confidence and your belief in your abilities. And those guys had it as much as anybody who's ever played the game.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Jay in that last matchup against the Pistons was a driven man. He finished with 47 points. It seemed like every shot he put up was going in. That's how dialed in he was. When you look at the stat sheet, he was mind-blowing. It's hard to imagine he can follow it up tonight with that same level of production. Kevin, we'll see.
Excellent, David. Thank you. Greg, how impressive was it watching him completely take
Yeah, you could see that RJ had seen him open earlier and then got in the right spot to deliver.
Detroit with the ball. 4-point game. Outside, George. Now here's Hayes, defended by Griffin. Clock at 4. Bryant dishes to Hayes. A three-pointer, no good. New York leading by 4 and pushing it up. Here's what a
Loving that right there.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either. No one covering. And that's 12 points for George.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
Yeah, the coach is pretty smart for zoning in on him and giving him opportunities to stay with that confident play.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Here's Bay. Outside, George. No good with the triple. And that'll do it for the first half. A competitive game so far. Knicks lead by 5. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball. And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. It's been one outstanding game from Jay.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him, really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Barrett is out there with Toppin. Then there's Jay. Then there's Rashawn Holmes. That's the 5 for New York right now. Here's Barrett. An amazing finish with a hand right in his face. Barrett's got the lead up to 7 now for New York. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Pistons.
You wonder if R.J. Barrett could be the best player to come out of Canada. Now that's some high praise because they had many years battling against one Steve Nash. But R.J. Barrett has a high ceiling.
And Barrett's father playing for the Canadian national team as well as playing overseas. And Brent, as you know, his mother, a nationally ranked sprinter.
Yeah, an unbelievable family DNA and lineage around a multitude of sports, and it really helps to be a generalist rather than a specialist. Couldn't ask for a better pedigree for one R.J. Barrett.
The Knicks shooting a superb 63% from the field. Holmes kicks to Barrett. New York moving it around. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. The Knicks shooting their 6th and 7th free throws in the game. That free throw good from Griffin. Jordan Bell's checked in for Toppin. So he gets them both. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Here's George. Uses the glass to finish the layup. George has got 17 now.
And how about that? Coming out to start the half, a perfect 3 of 3.
Stolen by Jumboya. 3 on 3 for the lead. Rebounded by Bell.
And after burying 3 straight shot opportunities, finally a miss there. Still feeling the momentum, though.
And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Sekou Doumbouya. The Knicks have gone 5 of 7 from the free throw line in the game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
A different look for New York. Sanson's checked in, and it's Clark in for Barrett. Then for the Pistons, Tony Bradley comes in for Rudy Gobert, and it's Fox in for George. Inside, Bradley. And that one is good. Bradley's got his second basket.
Everything going to plan here to start the third. 80% shooting thus far.
To the middle, here's Griffin, and then Griffin with the dunk.
And sometimes as a point guard, you gotta take things into your own hand.
Yeah, right. It's okay to be selfish when you have a chance like that.
Well, if he's calling his own number, there's a reason for it. There you respect the decision-making from him out there.
New York leading by 3. Here's Clark. Shot's good. Griffin making the play.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Fox passes to Baisley. Out of bounds, New York takes possession. How about that strong defensive performance for this half's mobile 1 block?
Determined to protect the lead with the all-out effort defensively. Superb anticipation on the block.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. The Knicks have gone 3 of 4 so far in the third quarter from the field. Pretty good start to the half. Pass to Thomas from outside the arc. It's hauled in by George.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
We've got 1:48 left in the third quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Bryant. It's rebounded by New York. Bell's got 4 rebounds in this game. Down low, here's Simpson. No good on that one. And it's Detroit the other way. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Dumboya passes to Bryant. An easy 2 points on the layup.
And that tells the tale here today, guys. Throughout this game, they've been able to get the ball in tight and finish.
Pass to Clark. Thomas with the ball. And it's Baisley with the rebound.
Even if you're not shooting it, you like to see the effort level. And his tonight has been high.
And that's just terrific positioning on his part to get that board. I mean, he might not have the size, but his basketball IQ and feel is off the charts.
Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
The Knicks have made 2/3 of their free throws tonight. 6 of 9 to be exact. Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Toppin, he's checked in for Jordan Bell. Eric comes in for Clark. And Jay subbed in for Thomas. 29 seconds left to play in the third. And George kicks to Hayes. High post shot. Toppin pulls it in.
He's going to be shaking his head on that one. Knows he missed an easy.
Yeah, you can't make them all, and you for sure you'll want him taking that kind of shot.
Here's George. And the shot is good. George has got 7 points here in this quarter.
Now they're playing working to perfection there if that was their plan. And if it wasn't, maybe that should be their plan.
And so it's the New York Knicks bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. We'll return shortly. And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. Pistons trail by 7. A moment now to reset the lineups. Brought to us by Gatorade. All fueled up here for the fourth quarter. On the court for the Pistons, we've got Hayes, and it's Gobert in at the 5. George up top. 16 feet away. That one a little long.
Well, they shouldn't be giving that shot to anyone, but they certainly shouldn't be giving it to him. That's a big break for the defense.
And Bones, when you look at R.J. Barrett, what's the next step in his game?
So if the next stage offensively, GA, is that he's got better shot selection overall and a bit more consistency from the three-point line, then it's about setting a tone and taking on the defensive challenge every night. That's what a good leader can do, and this team is looking for one.
Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for the Knicks. Passes to Bay. Off to Hayes. Now the pass to George. Shot clock at 5. Here's Bay. Very lays the long-range jumper.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Here's Toppin, and Toppin throws it down.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
Rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Here's Gobert, and slam dunk by Gobert.
You won't find a higher percentage shot in this league. Gobert from ground zero.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Free throw drops for Griffin. Griffin hits them both. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. And here's Hayes. Pass to Bay. From outside, off the mark. The Knicks leading by 7. Here's Griffin, and Griffin slams it in.
Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
Griffin against George. To the right side. Bay, no good.
Now, one player sometimes can drag down your offense, and he seems to be an anchor here in this quarter.
Now that could be a major moment in this game. Just when we thought this contest might be over, a steal, a fast break, and it's hold everything time.
Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
And as things present themselves throughout a game, teams have to adapt on the fly.
And timeouts are a wonderful opportunity to just settle in and recollect the thoughts of your entire team. Not just the guys playing, but the entire team.
Boy is checked in for Detroit.
He's played a huge role in this game to this point, but it looks like he just wants more. He wants to make sure that this lead holds up.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Yep, that one goes in there. They can burn some clock if they want to.
And get a little breather as well.
Gobert with the block. That's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession. Now the feed to Griffin. Pass to Barrett. Quickly covered by Hayes. Shot clock at 6. Three-pointer. And again, New York with the triple.
RJ right there moving without the basketball, and that helps him to get to an open spot on the floor. That creates the rhythm.
Here's Bay. Barrett covering, and Jay gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's Hayes. Launches a 3. A putback, and there's Gobert putting it right back in.
He knows his job. Gobert is there to own the glass and cash in on as many second chance opportunities as he can.
And Griffin slams it in.
Gives the team such a great element having a one guard who can get to the 10.
Certainly something every team wants to have.
I'd like to see that assertiveness, especially from the guy who's going to orchestrate your offense.
And now, let's take a look at the New Balance player of the game, James.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
And with their spot in the postseason assured, he's picking up just at the right time to be on top of his game. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, the head coach of the Pistons talked to his team during the break. He said, we're too concerned with their shooters right now. We've got to close off the inside. They are gutting us. He pleaded with his guys. Come on, let's take a stand. Kevin?
The Knicks leading by 8. Right side, Griffin. And Griffin slams it in.
They've hardly needed anyone else today to get out to this lead. I mean, he's provided almost all of their offense.
There's 1:17 left here in the fourth quarter. And again, it's the Pistons missing. For New York, they've gotten it done so far from the field here in the fourth, going 6 for 7. Kicks to Barrett. Now, here's Toppin. Just 5 to shoot to the inside. Griffin. And again.
And with 40 points for him, his climb towards history continues.
GA, it seems like every time he takes the floor, it's a step closer to the record for most 40-point games in a season.
And historians might have guessed that the most 40-point games in a year was from Wilt Chamberlain's incredible 1962 campaign. It will be hard to match 63 games of 40 or more, but this young fella just might do it, making every effort to put this game on ice.
Loved it. The guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
1 second separate the shot clock and game clock. Basket good.
This arena was rocking throughout the night. You could really feel the energy.
A huge motivation, always great for a young team, but veteran players also appreciate when fans come with that kind of energy and get into the spirit of the game.
And then Griffin with the dunk.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Yeah, the other team a bit concerned here. They're trailing, and the lead seems to be growing.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.
Pull up on 'em. I'ma hang on the real, hang on my. Hey, got a nigga for the 100 grand shot side. Hey, I be in a 4-quarter ballin' crunch time. Like I did the cool, I dribble right through you. Nothing you used to. I got the new moves. They making new moves, checking the foo-foo. The conflict is crucial. Got nothing to lose, got nothing to lose. Jumping out the jail, hit the shoes. NBA jam, better what I choose. Ballin', ooh, ballin', ooh, ballin', ooh, ballin', ooh, ballin', ooh, ballin', ooh, ballin'.